Hey everyone, today we're ranking the suits from Spider-Man 2 from worst to best. Let's get into it. Starting us off in last place, we have the Kumo suit. I don't like anything about this. I don't like the lenses, the logo, if you can even call it that, is pretty bad, and it looks like Spider-Man went to Japan, got kidnapped, got dragged through a skip, and this was the result. This is the worst costume in the game, and it's not even close. The stealth suit is one of the most forgettable suits we've ever seen in Spider-Man's history. At the very least, every other costume in the game does something visually interesting, but this wannabe black suit is absolutely awful and one of the worst things that Far From Home ever introduced to the Spider-Man mythos. Seriously, fuck this thing. There's that many colours on the stone monkey suit that it's like a child made it. This costume represents the definition of when you try pleasing everyone, you end up pleasing no one. It has poor web patterns, the logo's awful, and the colours do not mix well in the slightest. Peter Parker should honestly stick to the good old red and blue, because when he tried cosplaying as Kraven, it resulted in one of the most ugly Spider-Man suits we've ever seen. At the very least, I like the fur around the collar, it's a nice touch, but the colours are awful, and this doesn't hold a candle to Spider-Man 2's design for Kraven. There are a couple of exceptions, however, generally speaking, I think the armoured Spider-Man suits are the weakest ones in the game, and the Secret War, Civil War suit is honestly just a mess. I like the red and blue, but it feels like a homemade suit gone wrong. I don't know whose life story that this suit is supposed to be representing, however, I sure as hell wouldn't be caught dead wearing it. It's a pretty poor Spider-Man suit, but I like the mask, and it's pretty cool imagining Spidey up in space, wearing something similar to this. If Iron Man and Spider-Man had a child together, this would probably be the very fucked up looking result. Seriously, I don't like this suit at all. I've never liked this suit. I think it was one of the worst suits we've ever seen in Infinity War, and I struggle to believe that Tony Stark made this when he was responsible for the fantastic looking Iron Man suits that we've seen in the MCU. The Arancia costume is a similar colour scheme to the previous suit, although the textures and design is way better. Although, maybe it's a me problem, but gold, red, and black just isn't a very good combination for a suit. I don't like the lenses, although the logo is pretty good and miles better than the Iron Spider suit, but that's as good as I can give. There's a lot of nostalgia surrounding the homemade suit, and to be fair, I actually like the colour scheme. I think the red and the blue and the lighter shades work really well. That's about it though. The lenses are obviously tacky, the logo doesn't look like a spider at all, and the gauntlets are okay I guess, but nothing special. These two futuristic looking suits have great colouring, great armoured texture, and generally are pretty cool. We're at the point in the list, however, where I don't hate the suits, I just would rank them below other suits that I prefer. The black and gold suit has a very generic name for the most bland, forgettable Spider-Man suit from No Way Home. At the very least, black and gold is a good contrast, and I like the golden web pattern. It's actually really nice, but it's one of the most forgettable suits in the game. This costume would be if the advanced suit had a steampunk-esque makeover. I really like the spider-themed lenses, and the logo underneath is pretty cool, and the robotic arms are just really over the top that it makes it very difficult to dislike this suit. The Spider-Man Noir suit looks great in Spider-Man 2, I just wish that we didn't have the choppy animations. Same with Miles' suit, like Spider-Verse is good and it has a good roster of suits, but did we really need the shitty movements that make it look all animated? I don't think so. I really like the lenses, and purple and gold is a really good combination. That's basically explaining why the Saving Lives suit is as high as it is. Other than that, it's nothing special. Thankfully, an all-blue costume nails the shade of blue. I think this is perfect, and it almost reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog, to be honest. I think it's a fantastic look for Spider-Man, and if that shade of blue contrasted with a pretty good shade of red, you'd have a fantastic suit on your hands. Unfortunately, the logo lets it down for me. Take the absolutely fantastic black and red suit from Far From Home and give it the awful logo from the MCU Iron Spider suit, and yeah, you've basically ruined one of my favourite suits of all time. Thanks, fuckers. If Spider-Man and Moon Knight had a child, what you would get is one of the most underrated looking suits in the entire game. It looks like Spider-Man crossed with Assassin's Creed. It looks absolutely great. My one small complaint is how much silver is on the costume, but the cape was a really nice touch, and the hood looks great too. Take everything about the previous suit and apply it here, except it's got the red and blue colour scheme and the iconic Scarlet Spider logo. It looks really good, although I personally prefer the more thrown together homemade feel of the original Scarlet Spider suit. Oh, well I certainly didn't see that one coming. I actually didn't plan on having both versions of the Scarlet Spider suit to be right next to each other. It just kind of happened. The biker's jacket and spikes coming out the mask do look a bit silly, but aside from that, the only thing I dislike about this suit is that there's no logo. The web patterns and the colours are spot on. There are some people who think that the No Way Home Final Swing suit is the best thing since sliced bread. I beg to differ. It's just a classic suit with a golden logo. It's pretty unremarkable other than that. I like the colours and the textures are nice, but it's nothing we haven't seen before, and it's a very overrated costume. It's pretty awesome having this menacing looking Spider-Man suit in Spider-Man 2, and I've got nothing to say about this costume. It looks fantastic and it jumps right out the pages of the comic books, especially with the spider arms that Peter has access to in this game. It looks fantastic. Pretty much all the suits from this point on are spot on and damn near perfect. Miguel O'Hara's Spider-Man 2099 suit looks just as good in this game as it did in Spider-Man Remastered, debatably more so. I love everything about this. The blue looks great and contrasts with that very bright red, and the skull logo looks great. Almost reminds me of the Punisher. The comic accurate Iron Spider suit looks fantastic in this game, and it really goes to show that red and gold can work when used correctly, and this suit looks fucking spectacular, and when it shines in the sun it looks even better. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the good old-fashioned classic suit. It looked great in the PS4 game and it looks great once again here. It's a little bit boring compared to the suits that I have ranked higher, but it's still good. The Stark suit looks great. Like, I'm just repeating myself at this point. Every single suit from this point forward is damn near perfect. There's really not too much I can say other than please make sure you have your parachute reloaded, Peter, because in Spider-Man 2, especially with zero swing assist, a fall from this height would most likely be lethal. I said when I ranked the PS4 game suits that the Amazing Spider-Man suit looks better in the game than it did in the actual film, and that still rings true here. It looks fucking incredible, especially in cutscenes. Seriously, it just goes to show what remastering a suit can really do. What do you get when you take the Stark suit, slightly improve both logos, and make it a black color scheme instead of a blue one? Well, you get the best MCU Spider-Man suit, that's what you get. Seriously, this looks great. Red and black is a good combo. What can I say about the advanced suit that hasn't already been said? The colours, the costume, everything about it is incredible, as this suit proved that red, white and blue can be instantly iconic for a character other than Captain America. If only the Advanced Suit 2.0 didn't come along and blow this one out of the water. These two renditions of the symbiote suits are basically the same. Same logo, same lenses, same everything. I do prefer the Insomniac version though, due to the more padded armor textures. It adds a little bit to the suit and gives it a bit more dynamic. Other than that though, they're basically the same as each other and I love them both. Might get a bit of heat for this one, but I really love the TASM 2 suit. It looks fantastic, everything about it looks so much better than the original TASM 2 movie game. It looks spectacular all these years later. I just prefer the others, what can I say? I think it's the logo. I think it's pretty accurate to the movie, but the logo should be higher. I think that kind of ruins it for me. It's a bit of a nitpick, but what can I say? These suits are all fucking awesome. Both Sam Raimi's suits in this game are fucking incredible. I think you know it, I know it, everyone knows it. I think the debate between these two is which is better. Now, I'm personally on Team Black suit. I think it looks damn near perfect in this game. It really does in cutscenes. It really is a treat to behold, although they're both really good. What side are you on? Antioch was one of the few suits from the first game that I was praying would make it into the second, and I'm glad it did, as this is such an iconic suit. I love the black and gold, it is really good, especially with the glow, and I love the Doc Ock arm textures to the suit, from the head to the fingertips all the way down to the boots. No complaints from me, it's fucking brilliant. This might be the biggest hot take of the entire list, but I honestly don't see the anti-venom hate. I love everything about this suit. The black and the white looks great, the alien texture that moves around looks great and symbolizes the actual life form that Peter is wearing. The alienated version of the advanced logo and textures looks great. I love everything about this suit. This is the best rendition of the symbiote suit I have ever seen. I love the logo and how it's a rendition of Venom's typical logo. I love the very menacing lenses, and the textures just look great, much better than the original black suit. But I think what works best for me is the veins and the muscles and the tightness of everything it feels. It feels as though Peter is withering away and slowly being replaced by the alien within. I love everything about it. Surprising absolutely no one, the Advanced Suit 2.0 is at the top of my list. I love everything about it. The more defined, saturated red as opposed to the orange looks really good. The new gauntlets are great. The waist is brilliant. The one small complaint I have is that I wish there was more red on the legs. Other than that though, this is the definitive Spider-Man suit for me. Also, I heard you guys wanted an outro, so I thought I would do